Welcome. Welcome to live. Anybody's here? Just say hello. As soon as anybody gets in here, we'll start kicking off the conversation. That's about it. Just bored, ready to chit chat. Oh, I gotta turn the volume off on this one. But yeah. Yeah, anybody comes in. Welcome to the live. Here to talk about whatever anybody else wants to talk about. You know? I'm up all night, so yeah, I'm here to talk about anything that you guys want to discuss. So we got a few people in the room. Does anybody want to talk about anything? Bring up a conversation? Anything like that? By all means, everything's open. Don't want to discuss politics or religion. Other than that, everything else is open on the table. You know? Last night, I think we were talking about the wildfires that were going on in LA at the moment. You know? That was it. But I don't know. We could talk about anything that's going on, current events especially. I have not been up to date with current events. I've been working so much that yeah, any information that you guys can give me would be awesome. I haven't been able to even watch the news or do anything like that. You know. Nobody wants to talk about anything. We can have a well, either way. This is One Piece. This is a banner that my daughter put up so that I have an actual background instead of the Ariel Ariel Gaming. Hello. Hello from Brazil. Tanner, that's amazing. Awesome. Yeah, no, the my daughter put that background up for me because I had a blank wall when I first started. I only started streaming like 2 months ago. The person that influenced me was his name was Vegan Kings. An awesome streamer. He's a vegan chef, but he does lots of vlogs and stuff like that. You guys should go check him out. You know, big god busting. How do you like my profile picture? I can't see it. You know, um, this one oil up. Okay, yeah. No, I'm always oiled up. You don't have to worry about that. I'm in Florida. We are always covered in suntan oil. Yeah. Melissa DeCook. Hi. Hi, Melissa. Yeah, wow. This one likes her. Yes, I like it. Awesome. I don't know if you're referring to the background or for the, I don't know what you're referring to, but it's okay. Meat reveal. Oh no, you're not gonna get that. That you have to pay actually a subscription on my OnlyFans page. Sorry. Hello. Hello, I can't pronounce your name. Hi. Well, hello, Melissa. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself. I'm just here to entertain myself because I can't sleep and I want to chat. I don't want to be just by myself sitting down. So ain't no way I have a OnlyFans. Oh my goodness. Come on. Everybody's got an OnlyFans, right? Come on. Brave. Okay, it's okay. All right. S1, anybody can have a page. Trust me. Do I seriously have one? No, I do not seriously have one. I joke about it a lot, but yeah. Melissa, so I love live. So can you do Esmer? I have no idea what that means. Like I said, I'm new to this. I've only been streaming for like a month and a half. I have no clue what. When you talk about that, is that the senses of just doing like putting lotion on feet and stuff like that? Is that what you're talking about? ASMR? I don't understand what that acronym is for. If you could put that up, Melissa, that would be great so that I could understand it. Satisfied. Well, that's nice, but can you explain it a little bit more to me? Hi, D Hoax. How you doing? I think they're pretty good. Brave One Piece fan, yeah. Yeah, when I had COVID, that was the only thing that I could watch because it was only like a 15-minute clip and I could only pay attention for like that long. So, D, sorry. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Sorry. You like the mood action. You're gonna have to explain that a little bit more, Melissa. I don't know what you mean. I'm just here to hang out, have a chit chat. Whatever you guys want to talk about is fine, you know. Um, yeah, but the One Piece, yeah, I had COVID and I couldn't keep my memory like straight, you know. I couldn't concentrate or focus on anything. And One Piece was so short. Their episodes were like 10 minutes and it was just playing nonstop in my room, you know, just to keep me entertained because I couldn't. Melissa, to be like in the mood to go to sleep. Yes. Um, yeah, no, you have to be ready for sleep, you know. You have to be in a right. I don't know. I have insomnia a lot, so I have a really hard time actually sleeping. And yeah, I understand what you say 100% because I can't. That's why I'm doing this now. Is I just want to chit chat. I'm bored out of my skull. My wife, my kids are in bed. You know, I'm just trying to do something. It's 11:06 at you. Let me see what time it is here. It's 12:06 here. So that means you're in, I don't know where you're in. What state are you in? I'm in Southern Florida. You know, I'm in South Florida here. We're probably the warmest freaking state in the, Louisiana. Now you're going through some snowstorms, right, Melissa? If I'm not mistaken. I get a friend in Kentucky, which isn't too far away, but um, they've been dealing with a hell of a lot of snowstorms. You know, yeah. I've never seen snow in real life. Can you believe that? I've traveled around, but everywhere I went to Maine, northern Michigan, Kentucky. Oh, 2 inches isn't too bad. They were dealing with 18 inches last night, you know, in Kentucky. My other friends. Let me see if I can pull them up. Trailer Park. Let me see what is Trailer Park Diaries 22. Yeah, my buddy over there. He's been doing lives. He's actually on live now. But you guys should check him out. He's yeah, he's there. They're in the middle of a snowstorm. He actually was able to get to work today, which is nice. That I found out about. You know, Colorado in the winter. Now I got a buddy in Colorado too. Believe it or not, one of my best friends is over there. Hey, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Is it French? Parlez-vous français? I don't. Hablo español, pero no parlez-vous français. Go back to the one, please. Post or I don't know what you're saying, Armagon. Dan the Fisherman. Of course. Give me some advice, Dan. Appreciate it. I take all criticism. Oh, you don't like the stash. All right. That's the only hair I can grow on my body, so, you know. All right. I hear you, Dan, but I don't know. That's my signature trademark, and that ain't going anywhere. The stash is going to stay. But thank you. I'm almost 50 years old, Melissa. Dan, thank you. Hey, you too, bro. Go back to the One Piece poster. This one? You want to see the whole poster? Yeah. Yeah. Melissa, yeah, your mom's 40. Wow. So, yeah. My daughter's 12, you know. I got 111 and 112. And then I got 119 and I got one that's 30 years old right now. So, you know, age is just oh, I see, Melissa. You're a minor. Hmm. Well, it is school night tonight. My children are in bed. Um, my wife's in bed. I'm trying to. This is my first night off of work. Trying to go to sleep. Was just bored. Bye, Melissa. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, just going. Nikki, thank you, hon. I miss you. I'm sorry about all this stuff going on, but it's wonderful to see you. Wonderful to see you, Nikki. Thank you. Nothing. I'm just bored. I can't sleep, so I just go on and just try to talk to somebody because, wife, kids are asleep. So that's it. That's all. Yeah, no. Always a pleasure to see you. Always a pleasure. You must be getting a lot of snow up there. I feel so bad for you. I'm just seeing, oh, all over the place, the snowstorms and stuff like that. And yeah, I can imagine. Let me rephrase that. I can't imagine because I've never even seen snow before, other than on video and stuff like that. That's good. One of the other people that I talked to on YouTube, they live in a separate area. They couldn't get plowed out, and they were literally like snowed in for like 2 days. Couldn't leave their house, and that's crazy. I can't imagine that. But no, when you're in Chicago, when you're in the big city, they're gonna, yeah, of course, they're gonna take care of that. That's good. Well, yes, when they have a blizzard, everything stops. That's correct, right? Everything's like shut down. I've got a aunt that lives in Maine, and yeah, when they have a blizzard, everything's just like there's no going anywhere. Everything stops. You know, that's correct, right? Mm, yeah, it's it is what it is. I'm probably. I mean, you see me. I'm sitting inside and I'm wearing a hoodie, and I'm in Florida. I'm in Southern Florida. So what the hell does that mean for the rest of the United States? That means a lot. You know what I mean? It means I'm freezing my ass off and I'm inside in my home. I mean, I'm not cranking the heat on or anything. I'm not going to do that, but you know, Blizzard's got them having to work 24/7. Yeah, yes, but the city's got the equipment to do that. When some of these people that live in the rural areas, they don't have that. They're literally stuck in they're stuck where they are. They got to dig holes out to. So yeah, that's what I'm talking. I'm talking to some YouTubers, and they're kind of stuck in their thing. Good thing that they got internet that they can blog about. Yeah, yeah, but like we were just saying, you're in the city. You've got you've got that stuff, you know. Yes, but no. I mean, think about it. If you got you still got to make your paycheck. If you can't get to work, you're missing a day. You know, there's not. I can guarantee you, there's not a lot of employers that are paying you for a snow day. You know, that's a loss of money. You know, that's money going into your pocket at the end of the week. So that sucks. Yeah, no, I gotcha. Everybody likes a vacation. Everybody likes a vacation. You know, when people, hey, when the bridge goes up because the president is going over and they cut off access to the island, and I've got no customers for the entire day because nobody can get onto the island. None of us are none of us are crying. Like, oh, you mean we just get to sit on our asses all day and not do anything? Okay, I can deal with that. You know, it's a nice reprieve because generally I'm I'm going crazy. You know, but I am not going to complain when it gets slow. You know what I mean? So, mm. You were on Solomon last night. Were you there when it got a little crazy at the end of the night? When DeAndre asked me if I was gonna make a coochie board. No, you're the oh, like it got a little. No, yeah, but he mispronounced it. And he says, "Hey, I want to see you make a coochie board again." And I was like, it's you know Solomon, you know me, and yeah, it started up a whole conversation. I was laughing my ass off the entire night, you know. Hey, Quiet. Thank you for stopping, Quiet. I appreciate it. Yeah, it got a little racy. But we were having a lot of fun. I always have fun with Solomon and Mrs. Helms and DeAndre too. We have a good time. So. Yes, that's how he pronounced it. And it was funny. And I said, my exact quote to him was, "Yeah, I can make you a coochie board, but we got to do it on my OnlyFans." D is great. I really like great D. I got to know him over the last month or so. You know, I'm doing okay, quiet. I'm winding down, and I'm not as busy as I am. Where I'm actually getting some sleep. You know, believe it or not, even though I'm up late at night. But um, last week I was getting 3 hours of sleep a night. The time that I was awake, I was drinking very, very heavily. I'm not saying I'm not drinking, but I mean, I am still drinking, but I was drinking extremely heavily, just to try to go to sleep, you know. So, but I'm doing better, um, much better. You're here running back and forth, trying to get your last few steps in before midnight. Good for you. Yeah, you said you were gonna do some. You had a goal for a couple thousand steps or something. Good for you, Nikki. You know, keep trying it. 10K steps. That's a lot of steps. That's a lot every day. Oh my god. Um, I'm at work and I'm running up and down stairs constantly. So I don't know. You guys want to know the saddest part of my day today was I walked out of my house at 6 o'clock this morning wearing just socks, you know, and I stepped in a puddle and I didn't think anything of it. And I threw my shoes on and jumped in the car, went to work. I was at work at 6:30 in the morning, so it was probably earlier. But then I had wet socks on all day and I didn't get a chance to stop working. So I got all these blisters on the bottom of my feet while I'm working and I can't stop working and I can feel them starting and I'm like, oh, I got to change my socks. I got to do something. But I didn't have time because we're just so busy. So yeah, now I'm living life with some blisters on my feet and I'm like, this sucks. You know? Yeah, no, it sucks. Nikki, I didn't have a choice. I had to go to work and I just threw my shoes on and I didn't think anything about it. But I didn't realize if you got wet socks, I mean, it was just the bottom of the socks. I just stepped in a shallow puddle, just enough to get them damp, I guess you could say. So when I put my shoes on, it didn't feel like a wet sock or anything like that. But I was just in a rush. I didn't have any dry socks to put on, so. Yeah, Nikki, I was in a rush out of the house, and by the time I got to work, and by the time it started bothering me at noon, I didn't have another pair to put on, you know? And I couldn't stop anyways if I wanted to. I was too busy. But yeah, you're right, 100%. I'm I would have loved to have, but in my industry, I can't stop, you know? I do have a locker at work, and guess what? I do not have. This is the first thing I did at 8:30 in the morning was go to my locker, and guess what I'm missing? A clean pair of socks, which is going to be remedied the next time I go in. But yes, yeah, yeah. No, I've got a t-shirt, I got an extra pair of pants, I got underwear, new socks. I was screwed today. So, Nikki, I can't explain to you how much it bothered the shit out of me. Honestly, really. You got like little blisters and little, I don't know. I'm going to deal with it. I'm all right. You know, I'm done complaining. I'm done complaining. I hope everybody had a happy new year. I hope everybody had a happy season. You know, I don't want to complain anymore. Oh, I've got, I had holes in the socks, if that's what you're talking about. Good, Nikki. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. My New Year's been good. My resolution is not, which was to drink less, and let me rephrase that. My resolution is to completely stop drinking, but I've cut down, so that's what I'm working on. You know, um, but yeah, I'm still doing it to get by right now. Once it settles down, I'm gonna try to quit 100%, and then try to quit smoking 100% because it's not healthy, you know. I don't live a healthy lifestyle, and I want to be there when my girls graduate college. I want to be alive for that, you know. And drinking and smoking are definitely not going to contribute to that. That's for sure, you know. I hear you quiet. Yeah, no, no. I don't. There's no resolutions. I don't have any goals because being an alcoholic my entire life, I am on and off. I'm on there's, I'll go 3 years sober, and then I'll hit that bottle one time, and then I can hit rock bottom easy. That's part of being an alcoholic. And I mean, I'm open with it. I accept it. I know it's who I am, you know. It's a hard thing to struggle with. I'm just at that point right now where I'm getting better. Um it's just hard. It's not easy, you know. So, but yeah, no, you shouldn't make any resolutions because it's a recipe for, you know. Thank you, Quiet, if you're leaving. Thank you for visiting. I appreciate you ladies for stopping in. I really do. I miss chatting with you guys, you know. It was fun. Thank you, Quiet. I've got the day off tomorrow. I've got a construction guy coming in. If you guys want to see, this is what I'm working on. I've got a contractor coming over to do some shit that I don't want to do, you know. Quiet, you mean whatever I decide to do on life, be safe. Oh yeah, 100%. No, 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 yeah. I understand you, Quiet. I think everybody should be safe, you know. But yeah, this is, you know, like my daughter put this up because when I was on Vegan's first live, it was just a big white background, you know, because this is a construction room in my house, but it was the only place I could be quiet and undisturbed, you know. And but my daughter came in one day and just hung that up, that little, I don't know, I guess it's a sheet or something. And I was like, "Oh, thank you, honey." She wants to be a YouTuber, but she won't go. She doesn't want to be seen on my YouTube. And I'm like, "Honey, if you're okay, that's fine. You know, I'm not gonna force her by anything." But it's like her 50-year-old father's a YouTuber doing her dream. You know, I think that's funny. You know, but I'm gonna tell you, you know what? I just learned today. I got pulled into a meeting, and you didn't need to be shown on YouTube to be a YouTuber. Frontman. Yeah, no, but you gotta be able to interact with people and be able to have a discussion, things like that, and be comfortable with yourself and be comfortable talking. Um, yeah, no, no, Nikki, yeah, no, Nikki, yes, there are faceless channels. The biggest YouTuber when I first realized YouTube was a lady opening up kids' packages, and my kids would watch them constantly. And she was the biggest paid YouTuber, and all she did was open freaking toys, you know? Mm. Well, good for you, front man. That's up to you. I want to show my face. I want to show my voice. I want to talk. I want to discuss things. I want to socialize with people. You know, that's what I want to do. You know, right, Nikki? And you didn't even you had no clue who that person was or whatever, and they would watch these those little Easter eggs or whatever that had the little toys in them, the Kinder eggs, and that person got millions of views, you know? So, yeah, that was my point to my daughter was, oh, sorry, front man, Veer Minor. So anyways, I actually got the Nikki. I actually had a experience today where YouTube actually benefited my life because I got called into a meeting um, with the head boss, my boss, my direct above, and not only that, but two other people that I worked with, and it was about the system of what was going on. Either way, I got pulled into a meeting. Normally, I'm nervous going into a meeting of, okay, my boss is calling me into this meeting, you know, and I went in and the boss started talking and he's doing his hi, welcome everybody here. First thing I want to let you guys know is this is not a, this is nothing bad, fortunately, that you guys did a great job this season, but we want to try to improve for next season, this and that. It's a nice way of saying we had some complaints and now we have to have a meeting about it. Okay, all right. We did more volume this season than we did. Point was, I had no problem speaking my mind, talking, interacting with everybody. And then I said to myself, oh my God, I couldn't have done this 2 months ago, 3 months ago. This is something that I learned from being on YouTube, being live on YouTube. Literally, I am more comfortable sitting in a meeting with my boss and telling him what's up and speaking my mind and just being who I am because I'm so used to talking to you guys and going on Solomon's Lives and going on, and it was an actual life skill that I'm not nervous about it anymore. I wasn't like, normally I would shut up in those meetings. I would just shut up and I might whisper something to my boss later in the day, but yeah, exactly, Nikki, more confident, but it's something that YouTube has taught me, I've I've never really cared what anybody's thought about me, Nikki, but I'm always nervous when I get up on stage. Like if I was on most people have that kind of fear, but I have that fear in the meeting too, because I got my boss, but then I'm not looking at my boss anymore like the same way that I was. I'm looking at him as an equal. I'm not looking at him like, oh my God, I gotta impress. I'm not looking at him that way anymore. He's here with me. In fact, everybody's here with me. If that makes any sense. Everybody's here with me. I'm on the same level now. They're a person, I'm a person. And just because they're my boss does not make them any better than me. And now I kind of see it and adapt to it. I talk to him. I'll say, sir. Yeah. Hey, sir, how are you doing today? I give him the respect. Nikki, that's not what I meant. Nobody's above me. That's not what I meant. I'm talking about in the aspect of things. You've got the boss, you've got the supervisor, you've got the next person, that's what I was talking about in the chain of command in a job where you're at. I'm not talking about that. Bexley, when your dog ate a box, do you remember me? Ooh, my dog eats lots of boxes. So that's what I was talking about though, Nikki, is I don't consider them, they were my boss and I was always intimidated by my bosses. that's a better way to that's a better way to state it. You know, they're my bosses. I was intimidated by them. You know, today I was like, okay, I'm gonna go in, and I felt I was comfortable, and I got in, and I was the only motherfucker that started talking. Saying, yeah, well, this is going on, isn't it? Because the whole thing starts off with, everybody did a good job, but if anybody has any ideas of what we can do to better ourselves. And it was because there were complaints that were made because we did the highest volume that we did. Some asshole had to wait for their sandwich. Sorry, you're doing 800 people freaking lunch. Somebody's waiting for the sandwich. That's how it goes, you know. But I got complimented by my chef who was in there. I felt very comfortable. I had no problem with that, you know. Nikki, address you as you address me. That's correct. Yes. If somebody does not give you respect, then you don't even give them the time of day. That's that. Well, at least that's with me. I can hate you as long as you give me respect and you're respectful to me. We can have a conversation. We can move on. There's people I work with that I dislike, but I've got to deal with them on a daily basis, and that's part of life. You have to deal with them. As long as they're respectful, okay, we can respect one another, you know. All right, Nikki, that's what I meant, Brandon. I knew you were intimidated. That's why I said the same level as you. Yes. No, yeah. No. Before 3 months ago, if I would have had that same meeting, I would have just shut up and sat in the corner and just nodded and not said anything. No. I had no problem going up in front. There's like 12 people in the audience. Or let me phrase it, in the meeting. Call it audience. See, look at that. See, that's what I'm saying. The YouTube influenced me. I was like, oh, I get 12 people, you know. And I'm surprised I didn't just in the middle of the meeting say, "Hey guys, by the way, please like and subscribe." So, um, oh no, I call a lot of people sir. People call me sir. That's fine. We, you know, I joke about it. There's a guy. We joke about it. There's because I go into maintenance for the summer, and a guy called Johnny, or I'm sorry, Melvin. He's second in command of the maintenance department, and somebody to him the other day says, I'm gonna have to start calling you Mr. Alexander because I'm gonna start working for you in the summer." And we'd laugh about that because the guy was, you know, brown nosing, trying to, you know, butter him up. So of course, when I see him walk by, oh, Mr. Alexander, how are you, sir? And we joke about it, you know. Nikki, you know me. I'm not. Nikki, you've seen me live. You've seen me. I am who I am. I'm not. No, I don't. I don't tolerate disrespect. If that makes sense to me. That's it. I'm just done with you. I leave. That's it. You know. For real, for real. You're not. No, but I have sirs. I have my managers. I'll call them sirs. That's fine. They call me sir. You know, it's a form of respect, and You got to remember too that we are in a high country, or in a very, let's just put it this way. The way I'm talking to you right now would not be acceptable while I'm at work in front of the members. I talk to you guys real, you know. Um, that's that would not be. I wouldn't have my job if I was not able to say, "Hello, Mrs. Such and Such. How are you today? What's a wonderful morning." I've got to put I've got to put the customer service face on, I guess you could say. My wife does it. She works in retail, you know. She has to do the same thing, and I don't want to say fake, but it kind of is. You know what I mean? You've got to. There's limits. You're not allowed to express your opinion. You're not allowed to you know. It's a private club. They're hiring me to cook for them. Okay. I don't. Nikki, you say it's different for you. Can you explain that a little bit? What you mean? I don't understand what you were saying, that it's a little different from you. You're allowed to tell a customer to see. That's what I liked about restaurants, is when I worked with them, somebody came up and said, "Hey, do this." No, fuck you. Shuffle off, you know? No, not necessarily the South. Just the fact that it's a, it's a private club. You know, they, it doesn't take in Florida. It's a right to work state. All one of the members has to do is say, "I don't want that guy working here anymore." All I got to do is offend one person, and they can demand that I lose my job, and I'm gone. I've been there 20 freaking years. 20 years I've been working for this place. All it takes is one slip up, you know? No, Miss Helms, I do not have to work tomorrow. I've got the day off, as a matter of fact. Welcome, Miss Helms. Wonderful. We call it at will here in Washington State. I don't know what that means. At will? Does that mean just saying yes, sir, no, sir? Oh, Tara's here. And you got my message on your chat that my wife got tickets to the fair, and Yesteryear Village is going to be open during the entire time. There's a lot. I may have to make several videos. I may have to go live because my phone can't keep that much information. But it'd be fun. Yeah. No, that's fine, Nikki. I understand exactly what you're saying, because I never cussed anybody out, but there's definitely jobs that I've just walked right the fuck out of if I didn't like them. I've just, oh, oh, you're gonna be an asshole? Okay, I'm going to lunch, and never came back. Never came back. You know? Oh yeah. Um, Tara, this is a right to work state, which it sounds like a good thing, but no, that's all for the employers. You can get fired for any reason whatsoever, you know. And in my place, a private country club, when I first started 20 years ago, I signed a waiver that said I could be terminated at any time, you know, for any reason whatsoever. They don't like They don't like my mustache. They don't like. I mean, back then it was they don't like the color of your skin. You know, it was. It was. I mean, this country club's been around for 99 years. You know, so. Mm, Same in Washington, but we call it at will employment. Okay. Yeah, I know. At will employment. Now think of how Florida calls it the right to work state. Doesn't that sound like, ooh, great? No, they're anti-union. They're anti, you know, yeah, we're on our 100th, year this year. Oh, Miss Helms, there was a documentary that I saw that um, there was a man that was getting rich and prevalent, and he had married. He tried to get into these country clubs, these top country clubs up there. This was back in the '80s. I'm referring to, and he married a black woman, and that was looked down upon. And this guy was so wanting to get into the upper crust of people that he ended up like murdering his wife because he didn't want to be, and he ended up getting sentenced, thank God, but still he literally didn't want to be seen in that light or whatever. He was so willing to try to get to that upper top that he was willing to kill his wife over, you know and it was horrible. I'm sorry. Are you? Oh, Tara. Oh, wait. You're the history. Did you know? Oh, thank you, Tara. First, Lida McClinton. So, Tara, you're the. Yeah. Okay. All right. Isn't that freaking crazy? You are aware of the situation that I'm talking about. So, yes. And it is crazy because he did it because he wanted social status. Because he wanted social status, he did that. That just when I saw that, I'm like, oh, wow. You know, I'm not Mrs. Helms. I'm not surprised that you're aware of that because that's your history lady. So that's why I'm so happy to when we go to the fair to be able to take you through that yesteryear village. I was so upset when I found out that they were only open on Saturdays and there was no way I was going to be able to make it. You grew up 3 hours from Atlanta. Okay. Do you know where North Augusta is? Do you know where North Augusta is in Georgia? You know where Augusta, Georgia is? Augusta, Georgia is towards the top of the state of Georgia. So on the South Carolina line is North Augusta, and it's kind of the same city, but it's on the South Carolina line. No, no, no. Um, no, we're talking about North Georgia, Southern South Carolina. Oh, okay, I got you. Well, I was in a couple of other, I don't know, I think I talked about it on but the little town that I lived in was just outside of Augusta, Georgia. Yes, Augusta is in Georgia. That's correct, Nikki. Or I'm sorry. Augusta is in Georgia. North Augusta is in South Carolina, right on the border. Oh yeah, I'm born and raised in West Palm Beach, Florida. Nikki, not talking about Tara. Maybe I should back off for a second and so you guys could. I don't know what's going on right now. Tara, yeah, Miss Helms. I'm from Florida. I was born in West Palm Beach. Yes, Miss Helms was raised in Alabama. Nikki, were you born in Chicago? Is that where you grew up? I mean, is that where you were from? It's a little bit crazy, Miss Helms, because I type very slow. That's why I enjoy the interaction. That's why I like the interaction. That's why I like being able to talk. A lot of times when I'm typing on somebody's page or something, a lot of times it's misunderstood, you know. So Nikki, you're from Chicago. Okay. I'm from Florida. Um, all right, we're all here. Now that we've all established that. I lived in um Georgia or it was South Carolina, but it was just north of the Georgia line, you know. And it was a very small town, and it was so small that like everybody knew where everybody was. Quiet. My mother's half of the family is from up there. They're either from Maine, Boston, that area. Boston. Are you like that beer guy that just starts fights in the middle of the bars? From Boston. Are you talking to me, Tara? Yes, we got one of the most poisonous snakes in the area in the United States called the coral snake. Um, by venom, they're very small snakes, but by venom they're like I'm guessing I'm making this number up, but it's like 4 times deadly than a rattlesnake. You know? Yes. Do you know what I did? I actually went to Salem, Massachusetts, and I did one of those tours where you walk around and you do the ghost tours, and we went up to the cemeteries and stuff like that. Oh, I actually probably pull the pictures up if I can. Uh, um, Now I got a photo album with us up at the because we did the tours and stuff like that where they walk around, do the ghost huntings and stuff like that. In Salem, they take you to they took us to the place where they electrocuted the Boston Strangler, and it was an overgrown fence. And I was with a bunch of buddies from work, and I'm not exactly a lawful abiding a citizen. I'm gonna tell you that right now. So we got over to the thing, and it's an overgrown thing, and they were like, "This is where the Boston Strangler has been electrocuted." And we looked, it was this big overgrown fence. It was all fenced in and chained up. And I just looked over at my buddies, and I'm like, After the tour, we're hopping this fence and we're gonna go exploring, and that's what we did. Um, we hopped the fence, and it was kind of creepy. It's kind of cool, you know. I don't know. We were in our 20s. So. Nikki K, with 4 minutes remaining, you just hit your 10K. Awesome. Glad to be part of it while you did it. Awesome. Good job. Good job. I gotta go back up a little bit because I was talking about the breaking into the where the Boston Strangler was executed, you know. But yeah, I was there. Grass was up to like literally up to our. It was unattended. It was, but we saw a gate. We saw a hole in the gate, and we're like, we're going back there. This was on a ghost tour. They did like a public ghost tour where you pay the money and you walk around. You know. Tara, you had coral snakes over there. I didn't think they went that far north. Ooh. I didn't think they went that far north. I thought they were just in the tropical area. I've seen one in my lifetime. And it was I was asleep over at a friend's house, and his mother was screaming, "Holy hell!" And we all jumped up in like karate stance, like, "What's going on?" And my friend's stepfather jumped out and he grabbed a shovel and you know, took care of it. I mean, it's not that they're not that big. They're Let me try to get it to where you can see my fingers, but they're only like 6 inches, 7 inches, something like that. They're not that big a snake. Now, let me rephrase that. They're probably like 8 or 10 inches. At least the one that I saw. You know. Thank you, Quiet. You know what? I really appreciate you guys being here. I'm bored. I want to chit chat. I don't know which story you guys are referring to. Maybe I think you were talking about the breaking into the the jail where they executed the guy. Yeah. Supposed to be haunted. Who knows? Yeah. Western Diamondbacks. We have. Oh yeah, karate stance. Yeah. So you're like, what? Oh, you know. You know what I'm talking about. You're ready to go. It's like you don't know what's going on, but you. All right. All right. We're ready. Okay, Quiet. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It was funny. I wish I wish everybody wasn't sleeping. I would grab the photo albums because I know I've got photo albums. Because back then you used to have those cameras where um you loaded them up and they were disposable cameras. And I'm walking through the bushes and I'm the one in front. I'm leading like the pack. But I turn around and I snap the camera and it flashes at everybody that's walking behind me. And they didn't know I was going to do it. And everybody's got these looks like, everybody's got these scared looks. So I got all my friends and they've all got these like horrified looks. They were sneaking around and supposedly this spooky place. You got freaking bushes up to here, or it's almost like wheatgrass, I guess you could call it. But it was funny. I got the greatest picture. I still send it to my friends, and well, Justin, how you doing, bro? Welcome back. Manresa Castle. Yes. Yeah, you and DeAndre were talking about that the other day when you went to a cemetery that you visited and on your lives, and DeAndre said, you're what I forgot what quote that he said, but you're a stronger woman than I can be. Something like that. You The fact that he was like, I would have turned around and said, hell no. I thought that was funny. I don't believe in ghosts either, Nikki, but some people really do, you know. Oh, Nikki. Oh, yes. They are much more deviant. Have you ever seen that show, the TV series, The Walking Dead? It's a zombie freaking movie. People don't have to worry about the freaking zombies that are trying to kill them. They got to worry about the other people. That's the whole thing is set up that you got to worry about the other survivors. Those are the people you have to watch about, man, you know. Now, Miss Helms, the boat that I commented on that you were on today that you posted, that was the actual boat that you served on? Is that what I'm getting at? Because you said you knew there was somebody in the picture and you said I served with that person. Is that correct? Or am I wrong about that? Yes, the U.S. Nimitz. That was the one that you were starting to do the tour on, but you saw somebody on the screen. Oh, okay. But it was a similar ship to what you served on. Is that correct? Or am I getting the wrong impression? Oh, I see. They just put it into that museum just for okay, I gotcha. No, 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 I gotcha. But I thought that that was the actual ship that they had retired that you had served on. Oh, NIMS is a class of carriers. Oh, I thought the name of it was. Oh, see, I'm learning something right now. Okay. Uh, I think you were on 68 is when you did the tour. You were on the 68, and all right. I was under the. Okay. Well, then I'm not sure what I because I saw you were on the 68, you were doing the simulation, walking up the stairs, stuff like that. And I was like, but you saw somebody on one of the videos that you said you actually served with, which I thought was really cool, you know. Um, I don't know. If you want to elaborate a little bit more, maybe I'm just yes, let's do that. Okay. So that's what they call the class, but it also happens to be the name. Is that what you're trying to say? Or am I still misunderstanding? Or you just done with my ignorance and ready to call it a night. The class of ship, and there's also an aircraft carrier called the. Okay, see, all right, you've clarified 100%. Thank you so much. All right, you've clarified everything up. All right, because you're referring to other. I was like, wait a minute. So, all right, well, that was really cool. I thought that was those really cool videos that you did today. Um, CVN means nuclear powered aircraft carriers. Okay. No, I loved what I could sit today and watch in my little breaks or whatever. I enjoy those a lot, you know. And they were great videos. And I understand that there was shenanigans going around when you were trying to do your tours of the things, but you gotta let that be. Don't let it may bother you personally, the noise of the kids and the children running around and stuff like that, but don't I should say don't let it. I'm immune to it because I've grown up with children my entire life, so I'm always used to the noise and the shenanigans going on. I understand some people can't handle it, you know. You were planning a nice quiet time walking through, yeah. And then they were giving a school tour right behind you, you know. Yeah. No, yeah, no. Yeah, I gotcha. I can go into the science museum and there's nobody there. But then when I go in to the science museum and I bring my kids thinking that I've got the whole place to myself, like, excuse me. And then there's 9,000 people there. It's like, ooh, this is a big difference. Not what I was planning on. So yes, I 100% understand what you're saying. I want to say, I'm trying to think. When I went to Chicago, um, the only thing I did went to the Sears Tower and I went to the pier. You guys know what that is, obviously, right? But I went up to the tower. I wasn't gonna go because they were gonna charge some money, and my buddy said he was driving with me from Florida. We were on our way up to northern Michigan. He said, "You're never gonna be here again, man. Let's just do it." And I was like, "All right." So we did it. Went all the way up. I even stepped out on that little glass thing. You know, is it the Sears Tower? I don't know what the hell it's called. What the hell's a big tower that you go up there? You go all the way up, and then they got the little out. Oh, no, it's not the Sears Tower. Jesus. What the hell's the name of it? Oh, okay, it used to be called the Sears Tower, but they changed it to the Willis Tower. Is that what you're telling me? Yeah, I guess I'm one of those. You know. Yeah, Miss Helms. I wanted to go through all sorts of stuff. They've got like a little Mexico over there too, which I wanted to go check out. And then somebody told me, it was like, hey, no, 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 you don't go in there unless you know somebody. All right, fair enough. If I get a warning, you know, I'm not gonna do it. Um, even though I was with Mexican people, they didn't want to go in there. And I was like, okay. But I still was very intrigued. You know? Have you been up? Have you been up on top of that, Nikki? You've been on the Sears Tower. You know, it's like 100 and something stories up. Where you ride the elevator up, and then you go up, and you guys have been streaming a little bit longer than I have. Um, somebody the other night, I was smoking a cigarette, and they were like, "I'm reporting you to YouTube. You're not allowed to smoke." This and that. I deleted the asshole. But I'm just wondering, is that a thing? Because I haven't actually like saw all of the. I mean, I read the stuff, and they said that like you can't smoke if it's endangering somebody or something. Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's what I thought, Miss Holmes. It's not true. It's um, but I didn't know, and I'm like, oh Jesus. But like I said, I just deleted them. I didn't even bother. So I'm gonna come out and have a smoke. I hope you guys don't mind. But thanks for joining me. This is a lot longer than I thought I was gonna be on. I thought I was just gonna be on for a few minutes. Oh yeah. Oh no, no, me too. I see people rolling blunts and then smoking them. Mm. Back in my day, I used to be able to roll a joint while I was driving a car. That was way back, you know. If you read the YouTube's guide, yeah, I did read the guide. It's almost like it's almost, I don't think it's a full moon, but it's almost a full moon. I was playing around with making my making it look like I had a idea on my face last night. Mary, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. Mary's a new subscriber. She does like a horror channel of like stuff like that. See, this is what I was doing the other night. I was like, "Oh, wait a minute." I think I was on, I don't know if I was on Solomon or something. But I was saying, "Oh, wait a minute." Oh, now I gotta figure out how I did it. See, everything's backwards. Oh, all right. Here we go. There we go. Oh, I got an idea. I have an idea. Okay. That's what I was doing. But well, thank you so much, Mary. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I love horror movies too. Miss Helms is into history. She does a history channel. You don't have TikTok either. Wait a minute. Whoa. You guys are going over a little bit more. You guys are going faster than I can go. You have a legend where you grew up in North Alabama of a mother and a baby unalive in a car accident. I actually read that book. That was the first book I've ever read in my life. Was the book Cujo by Stephen King. Was my first non-children's book that I read was Cujo by Stephen King, and that was a sad book. It did not have a good ending on it, you know. But Stephen King became one of my favorite authors of all times, you know, as far as fiction goes, you know. People take candy bars and leave them in the woods for the baby to stop crying. Oh, like as an offering? Ooh. Did you guys ever see that movie, The Blair Witch Project? That was spooky. I think it was in that area. I'm not sure. I think it was in the Appalachian Mountains, but I'm not sure. But that was a spooky movie. And me and my brother were hiking in Maine on trails. We would go on trails, and after that movie, people would stack rocks up like that they did in that movie, and it would be kind of freaky, you know, because we're in the middle of nowhere, you know, and just randomly 2 miles into a trail, just see these stacked up rocks like they were in that movie, and it would be a little freaky because you know, you're alone in the middle of nowhere. All right, I'm sorry. Read the chat. Still think the Satanists eat those candy bars. That or any child passing by, I would have to swat it out of when my kids were young, at least. They would pick up a candy bar on the side of the road. Ooh, a little chilly coming in. People get in too much trouble with it. Stephen, Christine, that was about the car. Is that right, Miss Helms? Christine, I remember my brother got hurt one time, and he had to go to the hospital, and they had to bring me to the neighbors. And the neighbor was watching me, and he was watching the movie Christine and I remember it's just as a little boy just sitting and seeing that movie, because, you know, my parents were involved with whatever medical emergency that my brother was with, and the person, the neighbor that was, they just happened to be watching that movie, and I just sat with them and watched that movie with them. But I was a small child. Yeah, your brother gets. I think he got bit by a Doberman on the head. He got bit by the head, and he ended up in the hospital. And my parents left, and yeah, so maybe that wasn't the best movie to show a little boy whose brother had been assaulted by a dog. But hey, maybe that's why I got into Stephen King. Who knows? All right, I gotta read. I'm sorry, I'm not reading. I'm just talking. Thank you guys for joining. You guys are doing exactly what I wanted, which was just to have some conversation tonight. So, Nikki, you like scary movies? Yeah, me too. Oh, Marie is that's what she does, is like a horror channel, you know? Oops. Hit the wrong button. I don't want to delete anybody. We're all friends here, so. Yeah, Marie does like a horror channel. That's like her thing. So, Nikki, you might like checking her out. Ooh. God damn, I'm shivering. Oh. All right, I'm going inside. Way too cold out here. If I check the weather, it's gonna boot me off, and I don't want to do that. So I could check it from my computer when I get back in. But it is making me shiver. That's for sure. Okay. All right, back inside. Darkness Falls. I never saw Darkness Falls. No. With me, one of the original horror movies was Jaws. Jaws made me never want to go back in the ocean again. That's for sure. Yeah, Blair Witch was that was a freaky one. That's for sure. Tara, you're more of a history documentary person than a movie person. Yeah. Yes, Christine was the demonic car. Yeah. Yes. There was yeah. Yeah, I saw that as a small kid. Well, I was being babysat, I guess, by the neighbors. But that was, he was watching adult TV. I didn't have access to adult TV, so maybe that's what triggered my love for horror movies and stuff like that, is because that wasn't played in my house. And you know he was just like, there's a movie on, let's watch it. And he didn't have any kids. He didn't know that was so influential, I guess you could say, on a young mind. You couldn't do Poltergeist. after a while. Oh, you know what the creepiest part of that movie Poltergeist was the guy that was just God is watching. That just that creepy the creepy guy, you know? Uh, Miss Helms, your husband's a gamer, huh? Oh, Pennywise. It. That's another Stephen King classic. Yeah. We all float down here. It's one of my favorites. A lot of people don't realize Stephen King wrote a movie called The Shawshank Redemption. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that. That was a movie about guy falsely accused and having to serve time in prison in northern Maine. Great movie. It is one of my top. Full Metal Jacket, Shawshank Redemption, Pulp Fiction. Those are my top three movies. I'm gonna say, you know. Okay. Yeah, no, Marie does like spooky. Um, she does makeup and does like spooky like kind of vibes and just tells stories, scary stories, stuff like that. You know. Your mama and aunt sat us, you and your cousins, on the couch, turned off the lights, and said they were gonna scare us. Am I so far back? Oh my god, I'm so far back on the chat. I might just skip it. I don't want to miss anything, but Tales from the Dark Side. I laughed at the entire movie. Mary, you do a Blair Witch character? Yeah, that was spooky. Sometimes I laugh at Tales from the Dark Side. Y'all remember Tales from the Crypt? Tales from the Crypt, Nikki, yes. They'd always make funny little things. Yes, Tales from the Crypt. I love the Crypt Keeper. Tale from the Crypt. Speaking on Pennywise, that scene where Georgie winks his brothers. The photo album still scares me. Are you talking about the new? Um, you talking about the new Pennywise, Mary, or are you talking about the original? Um, it. I think they also had Tales of the Dark Side too. Jesus Christ, you guys are going way too fast for me. I like watching scary movies with all the lights off until everybody in the house goes to sleep before me. Nikki, I used to do that all the time too. Now I'm just watching YouTube until everybody goes to sleep. Or I'm up talking to you guys. You know, he did it. It's so good. Couldn't watch Shawshank. Still won't watch it. Why not? Horror, Miss Helms. Shawshank was an awesome movie. Full Metal Jacket is hilarious. I work with a Marine and he said literally that's how it was, you know. Um the actual guy that the actor that they played to play the drill sergeant in that movie was an actual drill sergeant. He was hired to be a consultant, and when the actor was kind of not hitting it, they were just like, "Well, why don't you just do the role?" And that's how he got the role. He used to watch Predators and Aliens in the movies back in the day. Yeah. Predator, I watched the original Predator when I was a kid. Pulp Fiction messes me up when they use the needle to. Oh, that scene that you're speaking of, Miss Helms, threw me out of my seat. I was literally, the first time I saw the movie, I was sitting in my living room on a couch, and as soon as that whack, I literally stood up just like that because it affected me so much. But yeah, but to me, if a movie gives you that much emotion, it's it's a good movie. Whether it's a sad emotion, happy emotion, if a movie can instill that much emotion into you, or even scare or horror, whatever it is, but that's. Did I hear the school from Carrie burned this week? I thought it burned in the movie. Be honest with you. Oh, it's you talking about the set. Mary. It was probably in LA. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it one bit. That was gross. Oh, I don't know what I missed. We need Tales from the Crypts back. The original Pennywise. She skipped more stuff. Nikki is brave. Yeah, the drill sergeant was amazing. They don't make movies like that in the past. No, you're right. No, they make them different now. But that's part of getting old. You have to adjust to how they do things now. Xena Pulp Fiction made me jump to, but you never watch. I was addicted to it after that. I honestly was addicted to it after that. Because that was one of the few movies. I was a teenager at the time. I was probably 17 years old, I want to say, when I saw it. And I had that reaction. And for a movie to give me that reaction, that's how I got addicted to movies. Because something made me feel something. Because you can watch a movie and not be, whatever. You're watching something. But for it to actually hit you emotionally and make you go, and take a breath, that's something special. And then that's when I started appreciating the art of the movies, for them to be able to give you the actual emotion of it. Nikki, you were on the set of Seinfeld. I love Seinfeld. Oh, Children of the Corn. There's a good one. Oops. Hit the wrong fucking button again. Yeah, Children of the Corn was creepy. That was another creepy one. Yeah, but there's some movies that you can chill to. You don't have to actually. I haven't seen them in a long time. Unfortunately, I don't have time. Me and my daughter she wanted me to watch Squid Games with her. About halfway into the first episode, I was like, all right, I got to stand up. She's like, oh, let's just go lie down in your bed and watch it on your TV. That happens. No, it was 6 o'clock at night last night. And I got on live with somebody else for a little bit just to try to keep myself awake, because I knew if I go to sleep at 6 o'clock, I'm up at 1 o'clock, and it would have been a horrible day. You know. Kind of. Miss Helms, yeah, kind of. It's this dystopian. I don't want to. I wouldn't. I don't know if I'd I don't know if I'd say that. You know. Dystopian to me is like what's the movie I'm trying to think of? Green. Soylent Green. You know. You know. Soylent Green. Have you guys seen that movie? It's people. You know. Dystopians like the Hunger Games. You know. I don't think Squid Games is. I wouldn't consider it dystopian. You know. It's about people that are desperate, so desperate for money that they're willing to risk their lives to go in these competitions. I definitely wouldn't call it. I don't think I would call it dystopian. I wouldn't categorize that as that. But that's just my opinion. I mean, you know. Oh, Idiocracy. Oh my God. Yes, Miss Helms. You should watch Idiocracy. That is that's what the world is becoming. It's basically about, based on your intelligence, um, as long as you can understand the concept that your children are as smart as you are, you know, the smarter people were breeding less, and the less intelligent community was breeding more, let's say, and ended up that idiots pretty much took over the world. You know, if you've not seen, I implore you, Mrs. Helms, to watch Idiocracy, and it's almost like a documentary of the future, in my opinion. So it's great. No, Squid Games is it is what it is. However, Idiocracy, I do implore you to watch. I do implore you, Mrs. Holmes, to watch. Good night, Nikki. Have a wonderful. English or español? ¿De dónde es tú, Exxon? Miss Helms, it's been a pleasure. As always. I think I'm going to get the SteamYard so that we can actually talk. Sí, hablo español. Señora. Yeah, no, I understand Spanish. I speak Spanish. Not 100% fluently. Good night, Quiet. Thank you guys for stopping by. I appreciate it. Marie, I'm gonna end the live. Good night, everybody. Love you all. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. You guys have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon. Okay? Everybody be safe. Take care.